Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and we are back in the free-to-play account with a bit of a mini bonus and quite a quick episode. It is a busy couple of days because we got clan versus clan going on, there's a champion training going on, there is all sorts, there's summoning events, you name it. It is a busy couple of days across both of my accounts, to be honest. I put a ton of energy into the ×3 event, and I'm going to be doing a video on kind of like what does X amount of energy give you in a ×3 event, because I've done it for a ×2 but I've never done it for a ×3 to kind of see is it really like worth the extra effort to go for one of those ×3 artifact events. But that is a topic for another video. In this video we are going to be looking at the free-to-play progress, and due to the ever-increasing luck of some of the challengers, we're still in the yeet phase of shards on this account, so I'm probably going to be yeeting 7 shards for arguably one of the best ally protectors in the game and a recent new addition. So before we get into all that and the explanation of why I'm summoning shards and all this, let's just take a bit of a run around my account here and let's have a look. So missions wise now, we're at the point where we need to get 2 rank 6 champions. I have been sitting on a lot of food. I have got 4 rank 5s here. We've also got in the vault 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rank 5s plus a rank 5 chicken. So I have enough to make 2 rank 6 champions right now. We're also working on trying to get a couple more rank 4s going as well. So I've got some rank 4s here. I can make Hoskarul into a rank 5 if I want. So since the last video, I did manage to pick up Hoskarul from an ancient shard that I got on Spider 10. And it's actually quite a legitimately crazy pull for this account, because he is probably the best carry in my account right now. He was a recent fusion that just came out, I think, just before Christmas. It's the epic they do between the sort of Halloween and Christmas fusion. So we've got an A1 has a 30%, when booked, 40% chance to place a stun. It's an average A1, it's nothing crazy. The A2 is where it gets interesting. It's an AoE 75% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn and decreases the turn meters of all enemies under stun. So you place the stun and then you also have the ability to reduce the time it takes until that stun expires. It's very good. And on a 3-turn cooldown, I think he is the highest percentage chance to place a stun of any epic in the game. So it's a massive, massive pull. It's like basically pulling Scylla the Drakes right now. That's how good this is. On a 3-turn cooldown, only requiring 3 books. That's the other crazy thing. Epic books are in short supply right now. Having champions that can do lots with little amount of books is really, really valuable. Then we actually have another thing that kind of puts him up another tier for me. He removes all stun debuffs from all allies. This instantly screams to me clan boss speed tuning, something I can use in clan boss for affinity issues. He increases then the defense of all allies by 60% and places an increased resistance buff. Now the increased resistance buff is nothing special. I'm not necessarily looking at that in any detail, but it's a nice bonus. However, a 4-turn cooldown with increased defense buff and a cleanse is very interesting for a 4-3 initial clan boss speed tune. I was thinking of using Quagon. Hoskarul is probably now going to replace him. The fact he can remove stun debuffs and the fact he's also immune to stun debuffs means I can either target him as the stun target or I can cleanse my stunned target if I set up the speed tune correctly. I have got lucky and I booked both of these with 2 epic books. So this is pretty much ready to go for clan boss. So he has been an amazing pull. I just managed to, in Faction Wars today, pump out a bunch of stars and get all the way past the boss here. We almost did stage 8 without dying, but Jamarsa's still level 1. But we could potentially push even higher because of the strength of him and Harken together. So that's a new addition to my roster, looking pretty good. Coffin Smasher is now up to rank 5, and because it's clan versus clan, he's now fully booked as well. So unfortunately, the Runic Warder has had his day in the limelight. He is now going to get relegated to the vault for Faction Wars, and Coffin Smasher is going to replace him because it's just more reliable on the A1, right? 3 attacks, each hit has a 30% chance of placing decreased attack. When we get masteries on him, we'll be able to pick that to 35%. We'll be able to extend it for an extra turn with Master Hexer. I will probably disable this A2 on Clan Boss just because we want to make sure that we always have decreased attack on all of the time. So that's kind of important. We also get a nice little passive here which reduces the incoming damage by 5%. It's actually pretty strong in the early game for something like Clan Boss where you don't really have an awful lot of survivability options. Rhonda will remain at rank 5. I'm not really interested, although I'm getting quite frustrated that some of the creators have managed to get a soul and I haven't, because a Brimstone soul will be insane even at rank 5. And that is why I'm holding my essence here. I'm waiting for the Rhonda to appear. then she will get that soul, and that will help me get through a bunch of different difficult stages. Orogrim is at rank 5, Deacon is at rank 5, and that's kind of like where we are with the account. I've used Magnar for a few, faction wars things, but we haven't really used him. Now, the important thing that's going on right now is clan versus clan, and I have been hoarding a couple of days before, and I'm pumping some points in, a bit like Earbad here. Earbad is going absolutely ham on the training and a bunch of different things. So obviously, if you pull a champion like Lockers did, you're going to get loads of points. But actually, the rewards, again, I said this last time, clan versus clan is considered a cracking event, but the rewards for a free-to-play account is actually really good for basically no investment. Look at all the rewards we're getting here. We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rank 3 chickens and a rank 4 chicken. That's a lot of chickens for our level of account right now. That is a couple of rank 4s. Very, very handy. We're also getting, about 300 energy, which is great. There's an ancient shard, an epic book, some clan gold, which can convert into energy or silver or whatever you want it to be. It's also a personal one. So ideally, I'm pushing for the 100,000. Now, if I can get some decent champions, maybe I'll get a new epic that I didn't have before. Maybe I get Corrigar. I'm going to continue with training. But if I can get 100,000, that's an epic book. And again, we're getting 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rank 3 chickens and more energy again that I can use. Not as much as the clan milestones, but if I can win it, great. And we are winning as a clan. We're doing a really good job. So whenever you're in a free-to-play situation and clan versus clan comes up, you should try to do the best you can. You don't necessarily need to min-max it or go absolutely crazy. Like, I've not been in Ice Golem too much. I did it for a mission. We're not burning any gems, although, as a clan, we've burnt 16,000 gems somewhere. God knows where that's come from. But you can see we're just putting into gear objectives, a bit of arena objectives. 3v3, even at bronze 1, is a decent amount of points. It's about 5,400 points per 10 battles. So, if you can do a decent amount of fights, which at bronze 1 you should, you're still going to gain a decent amount of CvC points here. Pretty much for us, all of it is in champion objectives, campaign objectives, because there is also a champion training going on. And I was pretty close to the top. I don't know where I'm at now. I think I've fallen behind a little bit. But maybe if I'm keep up the pace that I'm going, because obviously training right now is pretty good. I've got 2 rank 60s to make. That's going to give me a nice little burst of sort of 600 points here. That's going to get me up to the 9,000. I could maybe sneak an epic book or some 6-star relentless gear. The epic book is more valuable to me right now because I'm trying to book Orogrim and I'm trying to book Hoskarul. So I was trending near the top, but he's put about 2,000 points in since I last looked at this. So we're kind of going for the win everywhere. Even if we can't win it, the top 3 positions are pretty nice. We also pick up some Titan points, and I did push on the Gaelic path to try and get this bottom row of Titan points because it was actually more valuable to me than anything on this right-hand side. The rare books I will acquire over time. The chickens, it's only a rank 3 chicken, it's not crazy. But those Titan points got me closer. Essentially that 1,000 Titan points gave me 2 rare books anyway, and we're pushing closer towards another epic book. If I can get to at least this milestone here, that would be where my initial goal would be, because we'll pick up an epic book, we'll pick up another ancient shard, and then we're into this, it starts getting a bit more complicated, although we've got quite a long time. In an ideal world, if my free-to-play can get to the legendary book, then it's very good. I don't think my free-to-play can get anywhere near this top row here, but if my free-to-play can get to the legendary book, then we're in a very good situation. We'll get one of these platinum chests. We'll probably get nothing out of it. Knowing my luck, I'll get silver. So that's where we are with the account. It's in a great position. But we are still in this dilemma of I haven't rank 6'd anyone because I just don't know who to do right now. So the goal today is we're going to just pull these 7 ancient shards because of this guy. If this wasn't the champion that was on offer, I probably wouldn't do it. But if Lockers can get a Krisk on a ×10 void, then maybe I can do it, because this guy would be the answer to all of my woes and problems. He is one of the best ally protectors now in the game. We've got an A1 which heals himself for 10% of his max HP. So it's a bit of self-sustain, get a bit of books in there. Nothing crazy, but it helps keep him alive. He's got an AoE 30%, 100% chance turn meter drop, and a 100% chance to remove all debuffs from all allies. Now, in a clan boss setting, this is a bit awkward because your ally protector will always go the last or near to the bottom of your turn. Purely because in a 1-1, you need to go ally protector, and then it's fine because of the way that the buffs would fall. If a champion goes after your ally protector, effectively they're going to have no ally protection for the second AoE. So the cleansing, where you kind of need to cleanse at the start of the turn, is a bit awkward. That being said, a turn meter fill will help me potentially get into a 2-1 ratio sooner with a Deacon. There's options of flexibility. We can look at different speed tunes there, which might change the way that we position him, because then he will, on a 2-1, he will use this ability in the middle of a turn. So it would be very interesting. So it's a unique thing. Outside of Clan Boss, this is very strong, right? You basically get a full cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown and a full 30% turn meter drop for every enemy. It's really strong. He's also HP based, so it's easy to keep alive. Low base defense, but great base HP, good base speed, very good base resistance. And then we get this ability. He places ally protection on all allies except this champion for 2 turns, and places strength and buff on all allies as well. It is like, you couldn't ask for more damage reduction here. We get this passive then, which is what kind of pushes him into that S tier for me. He increases this champion's resistance, okay, nothing crazy, and defense by 10% for each ally protection buff on all allies. So that is 40% more defense he's going to gain. He also increases the allies' resistance by 15 and defense by 5% for each protection. So he gains 40%, your allies gain 20% each, which is absolutely insane. Like 20% more defense on all allies on a passive just for having ally protection is going to make building a solid Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team very good, if I can get him. But let's be honest, HP All Battle is pretty good. It's a really low chance. I'm not going into this thinking it's a guaranteed soul thing, right? There's 7 Ancient Shards here. I've no idea where I am in my Mercy. I'm probably nowhere near this, right? You need 200. There's no way I've had 200 Voids. I probably pulled about 40 Ancients, though. I would say I'm pretty, I haven't pulled a Legendary yet. I'm pretty far in. It is a times 10, which means it's only like 0.5% more chance. There's nothing crazy on a non-void. But come on, let's go. Even if I don't get him, another ally protector would be great. Something useful, a penitent, actually not a terrible champion for this cleanse, and then a counterattack on self. It was a champion that I was interested in. It's actually a solid champion for decreased attack, believe it or not. One of the better ones. It's a 50% chance of placing the low version of decreased attack. If that was a high version of decreased attack, penitent would be much better. Another rare, this is what we expect. A Wagon Bane, does he do anything? Places decreased defense, I don't need that. Continuous heal, that's pretty poor. Well, he's going in the bin. He's a food champion. Anything else? Another rare. What have we got? Fury Stoker. Removes all debuffs from the ally. Heals the target by 20%. The heal increases the amount of debuffs removed. Well, he's alright. He's a bit of a healer, but nothing special. This is not the Korrigars. Every little glitch. We got another Marauder. Already got that guy. Not very useful. The Dream is diminishing. Wretch. Heal reduction. HP burn. Oh, it's another HP burn champion. Actually, it might be quite good to keep hold of him because I don't have 100% HP burn, but I do have a Hearken. We get an Acolyte, 4-turn cleanse, 50% turn meter, and a self-fill. Oh, we need silver. We actually need silver. This is the problem. I will probably keep hold of this Wretch because I don't actually have 100% HP burn, and I do have a Hearken, and we do have a Magnar. So what we can do is go Wretch A3 into Hearken debuff spread into Magnar debuff extension, and that will be a HP burn setup. So we will 100% keep hold of a Wretch. We probably... Is there any AoE champions? The champions I'm looking for are champions that do a lot of AoE because we can use them for faction wars. If we don't do AoE, they are a kind of a sell. I've already got one of these Marauders. I don't really feel like I need another one, and Penitent is okay, but it's not an AoE champion, so none of the others are going to get kept. We just need to make some silver, and then we should be good to go. Okay, we have 1 Ancient Shard and a Dream. Do we get anything? Do we even get an epic? The answer is no. Oh, it's the Vagabond of all things. Oh. I mean, not awful, I guess. What do we get? Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15% and places an increased attack. It's like a baby increased attack. I'm not going to use him. Okay, well, it was a dream. A long-lost dream for a Korrigar. At least we're building up a little bit of mercy system, one can say. Like, we're probably at like 50 ancients by now without a legendary, so we're getting closer to starting to initiate the mercy system. But nothing there that was even like remotely good, and I don't even think it's probably added an awful lot of points. It's probably added 10,000 because I didn't pull an epic. The question remains now then, who do we 60? Keeping in mind we didn't pull anything special there. I don't really think I can get any other ancient shards now during this window. We got the weekly reset today, so that's been picked up. That's not going to give me anything, although I'm only like 2 away from the epic book there. The challenges are all like super high tier, we need to farm some dungeons to get these epic books here out of the way. In terms of missions, there's no ancient shards along this mission path for me right now, so we can't even get that as a decision. Oh, there is one there. I don't even think I can get there, though, because I think I'm going to be capped by this Spirit Keep tomorrow, which we could do on Reset, Dragon's Lair, and then we're going to get capped on Arena, because Arena is awful. I'm going to do a whole video on Arena, because right now, trying to fight Arena fights is, like, look at it, it's horrific. I can't fight any of these teams. Maybe this team I could fight, but I doubt it, because I bet it's bait, and I bet that Apothecary is well built, because they're just so far advanced to me. They just got more 60s, they've got better gear, they're an older account. It's so bad. We could get this Ancient Shard with another 400 gold bars, but to be honest, I'm hoarding them because I want to make sure that I pick up the Drex, that's more important. So I don't think we can't get past this stage at the moment. So there's no Ancient Shards on here either. So there's no other ways for us to get Corrigar. Who do we 60? So we have a few options here. Obviously, Coffin Smasher is one that's quite high up on my list because of his ability to be used in multiple areas of the game, clan boss, dungeons, you name it. Rogrim is getting closer, but until he has these cooldowns booked, it's less valuable to me to 60 him because we haven't done the masteries yet. And to be honest, like a capstone for him is not going to be crazy because he's not going to be in my clan boss team. He's in there at the moment just because I need him in there, but it's not long term that he's going to be in there. Deacon is obviously a very good shout. He hasn't got masteries, but he's working towards it. He would benefit. We've also got an accuracy banner waiting for him, not a crazy one. So he's an option. And we've also got Hoskarul, which I'm really tempted to actually put up as well because I feel like this ability will get used in my clan boss team for a while at the moment. Right now, my clan boss team is kind of formed around Kale, Deacon, Coffin Smasher, and then an ally protector that will come at some point in the future. And then we have this like fifth slot for a increased defense or a protection champion or some sort of champion that's going to help keep my team alive. I feel like Hoskarul is going to be the solution because he is going to give me a solution to the stun targeting in clan boss, and we're going to get this increased defense. You know, some people have said Rhonda purely for the Giant Slayer. I've seen some crazy numbers from Rhonda, but a lot of it I think is due to Brimstone more than Rhonda having Giant Slayer more than anything else. And obviously because we've got Coffin Smasher now, we don't really need Runic Warder even for Fire Knight because Coffin Smasher is going to triple hit A1 as well. So we've kind of got to this position where we're kind of looking at, okay, well, it's probably going to be Hoskarul, Deacon, Coffin Smasher, or Rogrim. There's no one else in my vault here that I consider like super valuable to 60. Delver will be something that's interesting in the future, but not right now. Jamasa, I'm not using. I don't plan on using. And Arndulf, to be honest, I can't even remember what that guy does. I've barely used him because... So he's a provoke champion with a reflect and a counterattack and a weaken. So if I wanted control, I would bring Hoskarul. It's a 50% versus 75%. Hoskarul is going to be better, less books required. He's an interesting champion. So what are we going to do? Who do we 60? Put in the comments below, guys, what you would do in this situation. I'm probably going to bite the bullet. It's really difficult. It's so... I've been debating this question for the past week of who do I 60? And it's such a big decision because I'm going to be investing a significant amount of my food that I've been farming since the inception of this account, right? We're at day... How many days are we at? We're at day 21 as of the reset tonight. So just under 3 weeks, we've reached this position, and all of my food that I've gone into this is now going to be made into this decision. It has to be the right champions, and a lot of people will go, Rogrim is instant, but I feel like until I've got him booked, then I don't really feel like he's that valuable. He's been going in the A1 here. Like, this needs cooldown reduction. 5 turns and 5 turns is just such a long time as a solo carry, dungeon carry. We do have Gembo coming tomorrow as well, which could be interesting as an affinity nuker, because obviously Kale is weak affinity to a lot of things. We could be pulling and just maybe we save it and instantly 60 Genbo when that comes active. He does buff himself, does do this, but again, like cooldown books are going to be the issue. We're not really necessarily worried about the effects. Being able to get background to his AoE is quite important, right? And that will be the blocker a little bit is the books. He does have a 20% aura in arena actually, so it'd be my better aura. So he's also an interesting option, but we could basically just farm him back up. And again, the focus for me should be on how do I get into Ultra Nightmare or at least Nightmare Clan Boss. And I can already do Dragon 16. So I'm pretty much thinking Coffin Smash and Hoskarul, as crazy as it sounds, because I feel like both of them are going to be long-term uses for my account. Hoskarul is going to carry the wave content. He's going to carry the increased defense. We've also got Coffin Smasher. He will get used everywhere in all different dungeons. Hoskarul will hopefully get me past a bunch of bosses. And then when we continue farming food, we'll probably be able to get a couple of 5 stars in before the end of the training tournament. Maybe we do either Gembo or Orogrim. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're biting the bullet. 3 rank 6 champions. And we have been looking for the right roles. We've got an increased defense champion and a dungeon carry with that stun. Hopefully we can get some luck on the books and we can land that on this A2. Once that is up on a 3-turn 75% chance, it is as good as it's going to get. But the nice thing as well is he's also going to boost the damage of all of my team when those enemies are stunned. So what I'm finding right now is Kale can get enemies to around about 10 to 15% remaining HP. If Hoskarul is built to be faster than Kale, he goes in, stuns all the enemies, and then Kale is going to receive a free 15% damage boost. That's actually quite big. Coffin Smasher, obviously being at 60 means we can now get Giant Slayer. Once we get Giant Slayer, a War Master on these 2 guys, and we basically put Kale in a much more defensive build, our clan boss will probably be ready to be pushing 2-key Brutal paired with Deacon. So the 5th slot is still, we're waiting for that Ally Protector. That is the champion that we're really in demand for right now. It's the only thing that's really missing from my account for progression wise. I've got everything else I need apart from that Ally Protector. If we can get an Ally Protector, then obviously we can push on and we can do an awful lot. So there you go, guys. That is the end of the episode. I hope you are still with me after all of that rambling. If you have been enjoying the free-to-play series, it is being posted on a sort of semi-regular basis. It's not every day, but maybe every couple of days. At the moment, there was a lot going on, so there's been more episodes than normal. I am posting that to the playlist, so if you want to see more of that video, consider hitting the subscribe button, join the HH Gaming Network, and then hit that bell notification. All of the videos will then come straight into your feed when we release a new one. This video will actually be going out tomorrow, which will be after the Clan vs Clan has finished, and I will be streaming on YouTube on this channel on Thursday, that is tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time. So if you want to see Pythion getting built on my main account, we're probably going to be looking at some clan boss different teams. I might even start looking at putting a clan boss tune in some shape together for my free to play. Come join, come hang out, 8 p.m. UK time. We stream for about 3 to 4 hours, and it's a good time to just hang out and discuss things. We can talk about different things that is happening in the game. Maybe by then we might have some news about the next fusion. Who knows? They tend to drop these things on the day after Clan versus Clan if we look at any historical trends. But until then, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.